All right, welcome everyone. We're going to talk influencer rates here. I've got 9 specific examples that our lead writer, Kaylee Moore, has researched for us, chatted with these influencers, and away we go. So I know everyone's wondering, hey, what are we supposed to pay influencers today? Well, we're going to go through 9 examples. We're going to talk about their content. We're going to talk about the primary platform, what they are charging. Now, before I get into it, let me also clarify that we don't necessarily go off of, hey, what's your rate card as marketers? What we're going to do is use this as a baseline to then craft our own collab. We're going to post our rates that we're willing to pay. And hey, maybe it's going to be a slow week for someone and we'll get some deals as they come in, right? So these are the stated rate cards for these influencers. Good to get a basis. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll take you through these 9 profiles. So our first influencer is going to be Gergana Pavlova. She charges $110 for a single Instagram post. Now, Gergana is a micro influencer, I should start with. So a little over 10,000 followers, almost to 11,000 followers. So she's at $110 for a single Instagram post, $50 for an Instagram story, $150 for an Instagram post and story, or $150 for a single reel. Now, my opinion there, the $150 for the reel is going to be a better value for you than the $110 for the static post, because reels are getting primary placement on Instagram today. So if I was interested in working with Gergana, I would talk about, hey, let's do a reel and get that going. So her primary platforms are Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And not to speak for her, but an interesting thing to ask her, maybe, hey, could we potentially get this over onto TikTok as well? So as you can see, Gergana's got 10,751 followers on Instagram, and then another 5,233 followers on TikTok. That's over on the right side of your screen. And these are coming our way from the integrations that Afluencer has with both Instagram and TikTok. So Gergana has hooked up her accounts via Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and then you can see Twitter here as well. And that's how we are able to validate the number of followers. So you can see her top 10 countries by followers, her engagement rate, which is good at 3.3%. We can show you where she ranks in terms of her engagement rate, also plotted against the other influencers in our directory. So 3.3% is where we would expect. And then her demographics, content, so on and so forth. All right, our second influencer is going to be Debrah Babalola. Her primary platform is YouTube. So we've got Debrah here, a YouTuber over in the UK. So her rates are going to be based in pounds, which my memory is a bit more than the dollar currently. So 100 pounds per post on YouTube, so be a bit over $100 per post on her YouTube channel. And then we do have her account over here. Debrah talking about her YouTube and her content that she does create there. So she's at 100 pounds for a YouTube video. Clara Ruiz over here is going to be higher end on the influencer scale. So Clara's got, let me get over to Clara's profile here. Clara with 135,000 followers on Afluencer, sharing her dance journey. She has a very high engagement rate for having so many followers, 2.4%. So generally, as the number of followers goes up, the engagement rate declines, because not everyone who's following you knows you per se. So it's a good sign that she's keeping her engagement rate up. Also a good sign is you can see that her top 10 countries by followers, the US is number 1. That's what we like to see as people who are potentially focused on marketing to the US. Those are the followers that we're trying to reach. She's also got nice reach on YouTube as well as TikTok here as well. So nearly 150,000 also on TikTok. So as you'd imagine, her content translates very well over to TikTok. So for a video, $150 for one video or 3 stories. So the stories are going to be the little things up top. Advantage of the story is that you can embed links in there to swipe up or get over to something. Disadvantage of the stories is that they do disappear after 24 hours. That's native to Instagram, whereas the video would stay. Clara will do $300 for 2 videos, 1 static post, and 5 stories. And you can see the more you invest with her, the more she'll do for you. $450 then for 3 videos, 2 static posts, and 8 stories. So questions that I may have for Clara if we were looking to work with her. So if I'm in your shoes and Clara's a good fit for you as a creator would be to see if we can get some of these things onto TikTok and or YouTube as well, especially TikTok, because Clara's going to create a video for Instagram that could translate very nicely over to TikTok. So in addition to her core rates, that may be an interesting question to ask her in terms of can we post some of these videos over to TikTok as well. Moving on to Reme Rubiales. She has 17,000 followers on Instagram, and Reme's rates are going to be 140 euros per post or reel, plus 1 story, and then 200 euros per post or reel plus 3 stories. So I would go for the reel if I was shopping here. My advice, reels get preferential treatment today on Instagram because Mark Zuckerberg, head of Facebook and Instagram, is obsessed with trying to catch up with TikTok. So that's a nice advantage of having a reel. So Reme may be able to not only get you some virality on Instagram with some of her, and look at that sky high 12% engagement rate. That's really excellent here, as you can see. That is really excellent. So you can see some of her recent content below. You can click over to her Instagram feed if you would like to see what Reme's been up to lately. And then a question for her also, maybe, hey, can we post something on TikTok as well if you're going to create a video for us? All right, influencer number 5 on our list, Lucie Campbell. Her primary platform is Instagram. So Lucie's a micro influencer, 110 or so, 11,000 followers, and her rates are going to be $150 per story, $300 for a static post, $400 for a reel. And again, my advice on that front is that the reel is probably a better value, even though it's bit more expensive. I think it's still going to be potentially a better investment because you get the potential for one of Lucie's reels to go viral for you. So Lucie's Afluencer profile is here, modern lifestyle page, so you can check out her content. Her followers mostly in the US or US #1, so that's good. That's what we're looking for. And then you can see Lucie's recent content down here. Also some travel focus. So we've got a travel brand. Lucie may be a good potential partner for us here. Next up on our influencer journey, Manny Viraj. With just under 10,000 followers. So Manny's on that nano to micro influencer plane here, kind of on that way into micro territory. $25 per post or reel. So you can see that nice opportunity to have some great value. Have Manny create some content for you and grab $25. So that's why we love the micros, especially the up and coming micros such as Manny. And shout out to Manny's over here on our Afluencer app. Nice engagement rate, and Manny's very active on the platform. So if you're interested in working with him, generally that's what he's looking for. Amanda Small Pomales, her primary platforms are Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Her rates, Instagram, $75 for photos, $50 on the carousel, $150 for a reel. So a reel, again, is going to be a video, $50 for a story. And then on TikTok, we're looking at $150 for videos, up to $350 for completely new videos. So a question again for Amanda is, hey, if we do something, can we potentially post on Instagram as well as TikTok? So Amanda, leaning into the creator side, you can check out some of her work here via our integrations with Instagram and with TikTok as well. So you can see her content. YouTube, active out here on YouTube as well. And she's got YouTube connected with Afluencer, so you can see how she's doing on that front. All right. On to Nadine Newton. Nadine, her primary platforms are Instagram and TikTok, and I've got Nadine over here. So Nadine with over 300,000 on TikTok. So she's doing really well over on that platform. And then she also has YouTube connected here. Nadine's rates, of course, pricier as you would guess with the higher reach. So $1,500 per reel on Instagram, and that will include links. So she's at the level where she can get you links. $900 per reel on TikTok, which for 300,000 followers, pretty reasonable on that. So her content, as she mentioned, can be informative, trustworthy source for health, fitness, so on and so forth. So Nadine Newton on the videos here. And then our final Influencer with the rates, of course, Skye Morrison with the old and negotiable, willing to work with small brands. Her primary platforms are Instagram and TikTok. And let me get over to Skye Morrison's profile here. 17,000 followers, 31,000 over on TikTok. And you see what Skye's all about here on Instagram and her TikTok content. So we're, of course, to work with Skye. This, again, kind of loops back to what I've been talking about in terms of posting a collab. You can see Skye very active, 47 collab applications. Her engagement rate is very good here. So we've got a lot of activity from Skye on our platform. And this is what we're saying. Hey, let's post something where you as the brand say, this is what we're looking to pay for this specific collab. You can have one targeting nano and micro influencers. If you want to eventually look at macro influencers, you get your affiliate program. So you could have 2 or 3 different collabs, but set the rate for each collab so that you as the brand owner determine what we're paying for the collab. So you can say, hey, we're paying up to $100 here, and then influencers can apply. And again, such as Skye said here, everything's a potential negotiation online, right? You never know. If someone has $1,500 a video, but it's a slow week, maybe they'll do one for 500, right? Maybe they'll do it for less. We don't know, right? So we post and then we let them come to us. So those are our full batting lineup, full 9 for you there on our influencer side. Going over rates, these are, of course, off of the influencer side. We can see the variety that we have kind of going up and down the spectrum in terms of the number of followers, nanos, micros, and even some macro influencers here. Hope it was helpful. If you're doing stuff with influencers on your end, I would like to hear from you. So I'm going to turn the conversation over to you now in the comments below. Have you worked with influencers yet? That's question number 1. And if so, what have you been paying them? I'd like to know. So let me know in the comments below, what have your rates to influencers been so far?